Well everyone, welcome to Red Men TV. Toulouse 3, Liverpool 2, and one of them, you know, with 15-20 minutes to go in the game, this was written in my head as like Liverpool blowing away, Liverpool nowhere near it, not on it. Toulouse caught us flat-footed, they just outworked us, out-tacticked us, you know, all those big adjectives that you need in football. I'm not sure tactics one of them, to be fair. The atmosphere was great, their fans were magic from start to finish, and it was one of them, you know, we have these sometimes, you have these sort of these European aways where you do get caught a little bit like this. Remember Red Star Belgrade being like this? I mean, like Red Star was horrendous, like it was an absolute cauldron of violence. But in terms of going, and I mean this by like going to a big environment and not taking a team seriously enough. I did the start 11 prediction this morning, and I know there was a lot of fallout from not beating Luton in the week. A lot of people talking about should have rotated more in the midweek against Bournemouth because it's undoing us in the league and we don't want to lose sight of Manchester City and all this kind of stuff. So I understood that logic of the team that we picked. But when you come away in Europe, you've got to watch out because teams can do you. And this is a very bottom half League 1 team. You wouldn't have known it from how they played, and again this environment that the players played in today, they wanted it more, they were all over us, and you know, even when we got back in the game, then just looked at it again, and Liverpool had like 70% possession at half time, but they're a goal down and every other metric is matched, you know, in terms of XG, in terms of expected goals. Well, their XG was bigger because they scored. But they were having the same shots on target. They were getting more out of less. And Liverpool, we had to then go heavy with the substitutions. We went big early, getting Salah on the pitch. And we went for it, but it never felt like we were going for it until that real spell in the last 10 minutes where we threw the kitchen sink at it and nearly got something from the game. Absolute heartbreak in that late moment. Look, McAllister handballs it. I could see it, and you're hoping that the play just runs on long enough that it doesn't get called in. There was a lot of confusion in the stadium. It looked twice like the goal had been given. I don't know what that was like on the telly, what really happened in that, but obviously away end goes absolutely crazy. When it feels like we've snatched something at the death there, would have been one of the great sort of European away moments. That's VAR, that's what it's there for, I guess. It's not, we've had worse VAR decisions this season, haven't we? So it puts it into perspective. Yeah, gutted, absolutely gutted. Meanwhile, their goalie, by the way, is in their away end. I mean, there he is, look at that. You can't fault them. Look, you know, I've said this about the Europa League. Well, the reason why I've quite enjoyed it is it's been a bit of a football palate cleanser. Because it's nice to come to football stadia where people are just absolutely bang up for it. We do it differently in England, and I've been to most of the major grounds in England. I've been to a lot of the major grounds in Europe, but to come to some of the less recognised ones and see how they do it's been great. You know, it's made me love football even more. Us getting a late equaliser would have really added to that instead. But no, I mean, I don't know. I like joy. I prefer it when it's a hard joy. But I mean, yeah, they're absolutely having a whale of a time, and that's what Liverpool means. Biggest game of some of these people's careers. Biggest team to come to this ground in a long old while, I suspect. But Liverpool need to be more and they need to be better. We've taken a gamble on this 11. We've gambled to put ourselves in a stronger position against Brentford because we'll get out of this group. You know, another win will do it. Doesn't really matter when it comes. It would have been nice to get it boxed super early so that you don't have to worry about the last two games. That would have been the absolute ideal, the preference, of course. But in reality, you live to fight another day in the Europa League. We now need to beat Brentford. That's the pressure that we're under. But Diogo Jota, Darwin Núñez both looked absolutely bang up for it.
Thank you.
And they're going to need to be. They're going to need to be absolutely on it the weekend because Liverpool can't afford to drop any more points. What we need to do is get into a position where that Man City game matters after the international break. But this is one's going to have to be chalked up to as one of those nights. This is what happens in Europe. I don't want to be disrespectful to lose too much. You should be beating teams like that, of course you should. But yeah, I would back Liverpool to learn lessons from this. Lessons do need to be learned, and hopefully they'll come back stronger and hopefully show it against Brentford at the weekend. Yeah, listen, I'm not really sure whether to do a vlog or not because there's so much heartbreak at the end, but I will be doing a travel vlog on Friday, talking about my trip to come all the way over here and getting back and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in how you go about doing a European away or how I went about doing it, then make sure you subscribe to Mates TV, my personal channel as well. Anyway, thank you so much. Up the disappointing in Europe, Reds.